Welcome back to Imperfect Golf. So about a week ago, I went to the T-Box driving range here in Durand, and I went there with the idea of doing an experiment. I have a Ping G410 driver that is the plus head in 9 degrees, and I wanted to see if an LST model would give me better results because it has lower spin. So I went out, did a little experiment. I thought I was doing myself and you a favor by upping the zoom on there so we could see the ball flight better. Did not see the ball flight better, and it also kind of took away from some of the video because I was zoomed in on me so much that it messed things up a little bit. So I'm hoping for a little bit of grace as the amateur figuring some of these things out. Anyways, appreciate that. So I'm gonna go ahead and take you out there to the T-Box and let you view the experiment, and then we'll come back and wrap things up here. All right, we are back at the T-Box. We've got my G410 max head here. That's what I've been using, or my plus, I should say. I'm concerned that gives me too much spin, so I went on to eBay and found an LST head. We're gonna look here, just with an eye test to see if which one of these outperforms the other, and that's what I'll be playing when I go play around tomorrow. So let's see what happens. Started off on the right line, a little high. A little better. That was better. Still got a fair amount of height out of that. Landed out somewhere right of the 175 yard marker. I don't know if it was next to it or beyond it. I just not great depth perception here. All right, that was 10 with the 9 degree plus head. Ball flight tends to be a little high. Left to right movement usually, which is what I expect. But I hit it several that were not bad. They were definitely in the acceptable range. We'll see if this LST gives me a more penetrating ball flight and a little bit less left to right here. We're going to stay in the standard position, so 9 degrees. Same as with the plus head. Just the LST model. Only thing different. LST 9 degrees. Well, left to right still. So it's definitely not a... I'm just fixing it on its own, but that didn't feel like an amazing swing, if I'm honest. Oh, I just pulled that left. I mean, it was a great flight. I just pulled that way left. All right, now I want to try put this and go to the first. I actually have a left-handed shaft adapter in here because I got this from a friend who's a left-hander. So it's going to be in the plus, the first plus adjustment. It really is minus, so we're going to be setting this to 8 degrees. And see if an 8 degree head and the LST makes a difference. Just an experiment. All an experiment. Oh, I got under that one. Sorry, right went right. I was under it. All right, now to complete our experiment generally, we're going to try that plus head at 8 degrees. Well, I mean, we're still left to right. I started between the 125 and the 100. Landed just right of the 100. Out, I mean, beyond it, but as far as the left to right. Oh. That's horrible. I tried getting more on that one. So, I think right now, it's generally still me and my swing that needs more work than my driver. That was actually pretty good. Left to right, but pretty good overall as far as the trajectory goes. So this plus at 8 degrees isn't doing too bad. I don't know how I feel about that. I was kind of hoping that LST head would help me more than it seemed to be. Last thing we're going to try, because I'm a curious person, I cannot help myself. We're going to put the weight in the draw setting. So we're still at 8 degrees. We're just moving from right behind the center of the head to the draw setting to see if we can straighten that ball flight out at all. Okay, we'll take that one. I mean, that one felt pretty good. Still some left to right, but not as much. Which makes me feel like my last 4, I think I've got to put that LC in the draw setting at 8 degrees and compare them. That one, yeah, I mean, that was a well-struck ball. It was left of the 125-yard marker, left of the 225-yard marker out there, but it was out there. That one was out there. All right, we're going to try that LST in the draw setting. So far, I think 8 degrees in the draw setting on the plus head is what I feel like I'm gaming tomorrow. So our last part of the experiment will be LST at 8 degrees. Love that clicking sound. Scared the crap out of me the first time I messed with these. Thought I was going to break something to get that thing to make that sound. It's okay. It takes more than you think, but once it goes, it's fine. You're all right. Just in case you've never done that before. Well, I pulled that one left, but it turned right for me a little bit, which is kind of nice. One had the most roll probably out of them. It didn't get real super high. That one again was a little heely. Again, started left, fairly high flight. I mean, went left to the 125-yard marker and stayed there. So in that regard, it was good. Good straight flight. You know, honestly, this 8 degree setting at the draw doesn't seem to be a lot of difference with the LST and the plus for me. Could be much bigger difference for somebody else, but that was still pretty left to right. Honestly, I think today, just eyeball tests, I think we're going to keep that plus head on there. We're going to put it at 8 degrees in that draw setting. Try to keep the swing consistent. I am trying to lower my swing. When I went to see Alex over at the Captain's Club for a quick driver lesson, well, I mean, just in general, I have a steep swing. I'm trying to shallow that out a little bit. And honestly, when I've shallowed it and come into out, it's helped. I was out here the other day. I put an alignment ground in the alignment stick in the ground and had it facing out like so, about knee height. And that helps encourage me to do that lower swing and come into out. I need to do that more, honestly, to get things dialed in. But for tomorrow, I won't have that on the golf course, so I didn't bring it. I just brought out my clubs and want to see what I'm swinging tomorrow. And tomorrow, I'm swinging the plus head at 8 degrees in the draw setting. I think that gives me my best, sorry, looking for my tip for my wrench here. That gives me the best opportunity for success off the tee tomorrow, I think. So, I'll show you real quick. This is the LST head. That's where I was hitting at. I mean, I'm in the center quite a bit. I wasn't near as bad back in the spring. I was very heely, not much heely. I mean, a lot right there. So the strike location doesn't seem horrible. Same thing here, a little toey, a little bit more often. We got a little bit of pattern going here, but generally I'm not hating that. So, sorry, I don't know exactly how well you guys can see me. I'm getting used to where to stand for this camera, but anyways, tomorrow, 9 degree head, the plus head, and an 8 degree setting with the draw. We'll see how I do tomorrow. All right, so you saw the experiment. I went out to Briar Ridge up in Montrose, Michigan with that 9 degree plus head in the draw setting. And that was at 8 degrees, if I didn't mention that. And so on the front 9, I shot a 51. On the back, I shot a 44 for a total of 95. And the driver was a mess. I golfed another 9 holes. Actually, I posted a video on that one, my last breaking 40. Take 5, I called it. Driver was still not working. So I've gone back out to the garage, and I haven't recorded anything, but I did some face impact training. So I'm still teeing that ball up high. I still have it out in front of my stance, and really the ball is like on the front corner of my driver head when I'm at address. So it's kind of intense, but it seems to me like I'm able to find the center of the face more often. I've not hit anything other than into a net. I haven't used my launch monitor, so I don't know what that's doing. But anyways, that's kind of where we're at, and I really do appreciate you guys watching these videos. I hope they're helpful. I'm trying to show what I'm learning, what I'm experimenting with, in hopes that it genuinely is helpful for other people. The driver pursuit continues. The chase for kind of breaking 40 on the 9 holes continues, and have some really cool stuff coming up. But remember, progress isn't perfect, it is consistent, and we will see you here next time on Imperfect Golf.